back to my channel. Today I have a mid-May message for all of the Capricorns out in the collective. Please note this is going to be a general reading, so it is not going to resonate with every single Capricorn out in the collective. I ask that you take with you what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Eileen Into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I am a psychic intuitive, a spiritual coach, and a sound healing practitioner. So without further ado, Capricorn, let's go ahead and dive right into your mid-May message. So Capricorn, we are starting out with the Fates. Dawn with new beginning. And Unbound. Okay. All right, Capricorn. Right off the bat, I feel that you are embarking upon a new beginning. I do feel that things in your life have sort of been lining up almost as if your destiny is sort of coming into play. I do feel that you have just ended a cycle where you are releasing ancestral trauma. You're sort of elevating your ancestral line. You are letting go of old contracts that sort of made you feel very bound, very restricted. Whenever you have this type of energy, it's going to feel almost as if everything is being severed from you, literally. And the reason for this is I need you to understand here. Now, this isn't going to be for everybody, Capricorn. So take this if it resonates with you. There are quite a few of you out in the collective who this is what you came here for. You came here to elevate your ancestral line and sort of create new contracts with a lot more blessings, a lot more new beginnings, and less trauma, less bondage, okay? I feel that for those of you that sort of feel like you've just been released from like years and years and years of bondage, this is part of you being sort of the, I don't want to say the trendsetter, but it's like you were the only one that could take on this soul contract, right? Unbound really speaks about soul patterns that get passed on from generation to generation to generation. Many people don't really understand that, but this happens. Like there are lessons that get passed down generations at a time because the lesson needs to be fixed. It needs to be understood. It needs to be learned, right? And so these are the types of contracts that you often come in with, and these are the types of lessons that you have to learn. Now, I never truly understood this until I actually went through my own ancestral clearing and with a curandera that I met with, and truly understanding the depths of soul contracts is something that takes time, right? And so we have to understand, and I think especially for you here, Capricorn, I feel you need to understand that you're now embarking upon setting the pace for future generations. The things that you are now experiencing or that you are now learning, okay, are going to be things that are going to be setting the pace for the individuals in your ancestral lineage that come after you, okay? Because now you have sort of cut those bonds, you have cut the cords to old patterns of doing things and old contracts from previous lives in your lineage that you're like, we're not doing that anymore. Like there's going to be a whole new way that we're going to experience things. And as you do that, those new experiences will then create newer lessons, okay? So let's go ahead and dive into the tarot here to see what else we have for you here, Capricorn. Understand that with the Fates, it's really about your destiny. Yeah, okay. So the Three of Swords really speaks of, Capricorn. All right, the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups. Okay, this really truly speaks about ancestral trauma, okay, that has been passed down generation to generation. I feel that you yourself here, Capricorn, experienced a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of disappointment, a lot of rejection. You were just wounded from the time you were born until now, when you decided, that's it, I'm done. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I want to cut off all ties. I want to start fresh. I want to heal, right? You were probably the only one in your family that decided that you wanted to heal because you no longer wanted to deal with all of the pain and the sorrow. You're like, that's it, I'm done. I don't want to be a victim anymore, right? And I want to point out, and I just have to say this because I feel a lot of times when we're going through a lot emotionally and spiritually and mentally and physically, it is very hard for you to not be in the state of a victim. It's really hard for you not to see yourself as a martyr, because a lot of times, now I can tell you from my own personal perspective here, Capricorn, when I was going through a lot of therapy with my therapist from stuff that happened to me when I was a lot younger, it was very hard for me to wrap my head around how I created a soul contract for myself to go through all of that pain, to go through all of that. But the thing is that there are no mistakes. Everything that you encounter in your life is meant to teach you something, right? Everything is interconnected. Everything. I can honestly tell you that going to therapy was probably the best thing I could have ever done for myself, because it helped me see things from a very different perspective. It helped me recognize all of the pain, all of the trauma, all of the anger, all of the rage that was passed down generation to generation to generation to generation. And I wanted there to be a change. I decided no more, right? So again, understand that you are letting that go. Like all that from your past is now sort of dissipating, and you're needing to turn your back on it. You're needing to choose to reflect on what's next, right? You're needing to create a new story. You're needing to tell yourself, you know what? I believe, I have hope, and I have faith that my life and my children's lives are going to be different than what I experienced, right? The Five of Cups is crying over spilled milk. But the thing that you must understand about the Five of Cups is that the Five of Cups is basically a choice. You can choose to stay in the pain and the sorrow and constantly reflect on it and continue to tell that story. Or you can turn your back on the pain and say, yes, my life was painful. Yes, this experience, was traumatizing for me. But I have hope that there is something else out there for me. So I'm going to let this go because it's no longer serving me. And I'm now going to walk towards my future, right? And it's a future where you get to decide. You get to choose here with the Magician and create something new by utilizing, your resources and creating a brand new day, right? The Star card really speaks about our faithfulness and not giving up hope that things will get better one day, right? And I feel this is what you're needing to recognize here, Capricorn, as I feel like some of you are going through this, like you're just starting through this. So you're sort of in this sorrow mode, right? And some of you are sort of like in the middle. But understand that all of these experiences are helping you elevate your lineage. They're helping you break those patterns and break those things from happening the further along that you go, okay? Now, I do want to point out that it's going to be important for you here, Capricorn, that you pay very close attention to your own thoughts and how you are communicating what you are experiencing. I say this because it's important that you recognize the story that you tell. You become the story that you tell. And so if the story that you tell still causes you to cry, still creates pain, that's okay. Don't try to overcome the pain quickly, because pain is what helps us become more aware and enlightened of what we truly need, right? Pain is how we process. It's how we grow. It's how we sort of break free from the things that make us feel bound or restricted. But I want to point out that when you get to a certain point here, right, your story then needs to change. You no longer need to identify with that story, okay? It's almost like the story was there because it's who you were. But as you continue to progress and as you continue to heal, the story must change. So I want you to be aware of that here, Capricorn, because I feel this is going to be important for you to know. So we have the Four of Swords here with the King of Wands. Okay, this is interesting. The Four of Swords really speaks of being in a state of reflection. In the traditional tarot, the Four of Swords is seen as a soldier laying down, resting as he is gazing up at the church collage of someone receiving blessings. And I feel that it's important that as you go through your healing process here, you still have to have this hope and this expectation that you're going to receive blessings after going through all of this, right? And I feel like that is what needs to inspire you to change the story, to look towards the future, to not stay in the past, okay? I feel that that's important for you here, because I feel this is what's going to help you create a new story, to build something that is more in alignment with more in alignment with the lineage of where you're going here. You got the Magician again underneath the Magician. So again, I think the important thing with the Magician for you here, Capricorn, is that you need to recognize your assets, okay? Recognize what you have at your disposal that will help you achieve the things that you ultimately want to achieve. The Magician is basically about taking action, being creative, and understanding that the actions that you partake in are the things that you will that will help you become successful. But you know, the main message for the Magician is about you manifesting your dreams. It's about you taking charge and understanding that everything is within your control. You have the power to create a new day for yourself. You have the power to change your circumstances. But again, it's all about how you think and how you feel about it, okay? We now have the Four of Cups here. So the Four of Cups is really about how you feel about your situation and what you're going through and what you're experiencing. Again, I can't stress this enough. I feel like I'm repeating myself here, Capricorn, but the Four of Cups really speaks about apathetic. It speaks about apathy. If you constantly have this expectation that you're going to experience the same thing no matter what action you take, then it's almost like you're giving up hope. You're not really expecting something more. You're not expecting something better. Again, you have to get out of this energetic flow of being bound and being restricted, right? So you have to change your perspective. You have to change how you feel about certain things. And I'm not saying that you should completely like let go of the sorrow and the pain, because it doesn't happen that way. It does not happen overnight. It takes time, right? You have to be at a certain mindset place in order to actually shift out of a state of being the victim or being the martyr, okay? So we have the Seven of Wands here with the Lover's card. Okay, so the Seven of Wands is about protecting your assets, and it's about standing in your power and not being afraid to protect that which is yours. So I feel like what your message this month, Capricorn, is that, you know, in light of all of the things that you are currently experiencing right now, honor where you are. If you're currently in the thick of the pain, it is quite okay for you to be there. Don't dismiss it, because dismissing it is more like you not acknowledging it, okay? I feel that when you are ready to detach from the story of the pain, it's important for you to continue to expand your own awareness and your own consciousness in understanding that how you feel about your current situation determines what you're going to experience. It's understanding that those experiences helped you become more in alignment with who you are. And it is a part of your path. It is a part of your destiny. It is about you listening to what you feel is more in alignment with you, and not so much in alignment for everyone else. Okay, Capricorn. So again, I feel that your message this month is really about understanding that everything that transpires in your life transpires for a reason. And a lot of what you're experiencing right now is releasing of old contracts, old soul patterns that need to be balanced and healed. So follow your heart. So Capricorn, this is your message this month. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Bye, guys.